All right. It's good to have you join us on TVC Breakfast. Sometimes it gets very interesting in the studio, I must say. Now, let's move into our next discussion. On May the 11th, the Nigerian legislature passed a harmonized budget for this year and pegged it at 7.44 trillion naira. The executive had sent a 7.3 trillion naira budget proposal to the National Assembly.
This indicates an increase of 143 billion naira. 434.4 billion is for statutory transfers, with the National Judicial Council receiving 100 billion naira, Niger Delta Development Commission 64.2 billion naira, Universal Basic Education 95.2 billion naira, National Assembly 125 billion naira, Public Complaints Commission 4 billion naira, Independent National Electoral Commission 45 billion naira, National Human Rights Commission has 1.2 billion naira.
All right, now we have the recurrent expenditure will go up about 2.9 trillion naira, while the sum of 2.2 trillion naira is for contribution to the Development Fund for Capital Expenditure. Debt servicing is to go up about 1 trillion naira, while 177 billion naira is allocated to sinking fund for maturing bonds. We've always been asking what sinking funds are. You get that now. The sum of 125 billion naira is allocated to the National Assembly in the 2017 appropriation bill, at 10 billion naira more than it got in 2016.
Well, Nigerians are already criticizing the legislative arm of government, calling their allocations outrageous, especially at a time when Nigerians are asking for a review of the national minimum wage. A partial, let's go on now. Breakdown of the budget shows that the National Assembly management has been allocated 14.92 billion naira. Of this amount, 6.71 billion naira for personnel costs, 6.19 billion naira for overhead costs, and capital expenditure is going for 2.1 billion naira.
All right, now this is part of what we'll be talking about as we get along. Now we're joined by the Chief Research Officer, Invest Data, Ambrose Omordion. Ambrose, it's good to have you join us now.
Thank you for having me.
Now, first of all, let us start. This is the National Assembly this time, for the first time in about 8 years or more, decided to decided to unveil the amount, the allocation for the National Assembly. How does that add up to to the satisfaction of Nigerians on one hand? Let's start from there.
It's a change from the normal to becoming normal now, or normal to becoming normal. You know, anywhere in the world where you're doing democracy, there is transparency, there is openness, and which National Assembly has demonstrated by telling us.
There's supposed to be transparency.
Yeah, which they've showed us by just opening us to know what they are spending for the next 12 months. Okay, the good thing is that, yes, if you look at the size of the budget itself, general budget, it's fat. Okay, look at what is coming to the National Assembly. I always tell people that this National Assembly, they have pockets of economy they need to improve. If actually we want to improve the general economy. But what I want them at this point is that we need change of attitude. That is the first thing we need here. Because if you are budgeting such huge amount for the National Assembly, it trickles down to where are they representing. The economy of those state or region or constituency, those economies should improve to add to what we're expecting the bigger budget to do. If that is complemented and we see it, it's better for the economy generally. But as Nigerians are complaining that the budget, the 125 billion for National Assembly is big, compared with the bigger budget, and also if this will better their activities, you know, they're just us where to give us the right thing at the right time. Because if by now we're still waiting for, you know, petroleum bill to be passed, and look at how the long time it took them to pass the the budget for the year. If all this money we're having now, we improve them to get a better service, you know, better legislature. To me, it's not bad.
Okay, but it's good to set the stage so Nigerians will understand that before now, their budget used to be about 150 billion naira.
Yes.
Recession made them cut it down to 115.
Yeah.
And this an increase of what we have now. And according to the spokesman of the National House of Reps, times have changed. The money can no longer satisfy what is meant for, hence the increase of the 10 billion naira. But justify that the recession and increase of money.
actually, at this point now, you see that we're expecting a change, which we are already moving out of the recession. And we should not expect necessarily to remain as if we are still in recession to keep that 115 billion. They need to do more activities that also will contribute to this recovery we are seeing. And I said it earlier, we started that if only they go back or all their pockets of economy are improved with this money, we'll say kudos to them. But if at the end of the day, Nigerians or their constituents are still complaining, that is where Nigeria, I will say, okay, let's rise up, to shout that this thing is unfair.
Okay, let's try and see a breakdown of the money earmarked to them and sum it up. For personal costs, it's going to about 23 billion naira.
Okay.
Let's start with that. What's your take on that?
No, you see, personal costs, this has to do with the running of all the 469 members, both the Senate and Reps all together. And these people, as their seat allowance, everything is involved there. And also they have a commission also that coordinates the affairs of this, and also they budgeted for it. Then they also have constituency project they have to do, which is not in this personal was there. But if you look at and marry them together, to me there's a correlation that yes, they are becoming more prudent. But always where at the end of the day, we didn't see the impact of this huge amount on the people they are ruling or the people they are representing. This 23
billion is different from what they will get from the budget for constituency projects, so that we're clear.
Yeah,
this is for their own personal,
yes.
The
number they need to also improve the economy too, because the economy is improving. You can't expect them to remain where they need to also do more activities. They need to go out to educate their people more or to carry them along, because it's not only the federal government, the ministers alone should carry Nigerians along. They too, they are part of the government. They are another arm of the government. They are arm of the government. They also have function to play. On that, this money will help them to implement their own function. That's what I see.
All right. When you talked earlier on, you said that there has to be a change of attitude from the national. Can you make us understand better what kind of attitude should change, and how would that impact on anything?
Yeah, the project they have for their constituency is not what they should force down on those constituencies, because if you really want to improve someone's life, you need to ask him, what do you want? Like the bigger project is for what the government wants for us. We need lights, which is general. But go to constituency where you are representing. What actually do you want? When they speak their mind, use this money to impact their life. See that you enhance the economy of that. If Mr. A do in his own constituency, you see, generally we are moving the economy from reception to recovery, which will enter growth. If that is done, that is the change of attitude we need. Before they've been budgeting money for constitutional development. But now we need to do it in a different way. If this is the first time we are letting the public know this is what we are budgeting for ourselves, fine, and this is the breakdown, then we will go further by going down to our people, not just sitting down in Abuja and say, go and do this. Go down and communicate with your people. What do you need? If you are giving me what I don't need, it will not impact my community, it will not impact my life. They need to go down. That's exactly what they say. They need to change their attitude, go down to their constituency.
Talking about development communication.
Yes.
Okay, let's look at the overheads. The overhead is going to about 85 billion naira. That's what you have. The aid to the aids and the essay to the essay, the MA to the MA,
the PA to the
PA to the PA, and all that. Is it time for them to prune down on all these aids?
If this aids, I want to tell you, because I'm probably that if you ask me a question, I need to sit down and analyze it. I know I'm coming here. If the aids are making impact, because you can't expect the man to do all the job at a time. But when these aids are just people that are running out to give you rumors that will not impact, because I tell you that if you sit down and analyze.
But in your own opinion, would you say that they've lived up to their billings really? If you have all these aids and you make laws that are not really impacting the economy, what's the point?
No. You can't say they are not impacting the economy with their laws.
I'm asking.
No, for now, let's not just say their laws are not impacting the economy, because it's part of what is moving out of. Because when I saw the bill, the passage of the ease of doing business, it's a welcome idea from them, which is part of impacting our economy now that we are moving faster, trying to take away some bureaucracy that is.
It is even just the responsibility of the National Assembly. Just make the law. The one to implement is the executive. They've done their part.
But, okay, another thing that you should look at, if those guys that are working with them are also bringing the right information to the legislators, they also better their lot. As I say, there must be change of attitude. If you go to US or anywhere in the world, the people that work with them is not there to come and tell you, Mr. A said this. They go out to find out what is really happening in the system that you can legislate on that will make things life easier for the people. That is what I expect those that are working. That is why they need to change. That if you are not contributing to what if you leave your job, that's why we need change of attitude right from every member, House or senators, House of Reps, senator, so that this budget 2017 we know that it's coming late, so that we can see the impact. Because if actually the CBN activities has taken us to where we are, this budget coming and full implementation start, I think we'll move faster in the recovering ladder we are, and that will help us.
The oil benchmark for the budget was raised from $42 to $44, and some people say that's really frivolous, because if we have to keep adjusting upwards because the global oil prices are improving a bit, and then we want to cash in on that. How insensitive would that be from the National Assembly, if you have to analyze?
If you look at it, borrowing most times does not favor anybody. If a borrower, yes, you might use to do good in implementation, but if now that we are seeing stability in output of the nation, then
oil output,
yeah, and also we're expecting that if you look at the forecast for World Bank, that we're likely to see oil above 60. Then they are putting at 44.5. To me, it's not fabulous, but instead of borrowing, use what you have. Since we are coming out with a good output, that will now improve the revenue of the government.
Okay, we'll leave it there. A lot to talk about, really, always on the economy, you know that, but we hope we'll have you back again sometime soon. And many thanks for your time.